So for this problem, we're going to be graphing what we call a piecewise function, which means that we have two separate equations that give different pieces to our graph. So we're going to start by graphing the first line, f of x equals negative 3x plus 5. So I'm going to take my line here and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from that point, I'm going to go travel down 3 points. 1, so this is 5. Down 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And there's my slope. And then best I can with my finger, because that's just not very pretty, I'm going to draw a straight line. And I'll make that line a little bit bigger. Okay. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to erase the portion of the graph that is not for x's less than 1, because this function, negative 3x plus 5, is only if x's are less than 1. In order to do that best, I need to figure out what value of y we would have right at x equals 1. So I'm going to go negative 3 times 1 plus 5. Let's see, that gives me negative 3 plus 5, which is equal to 2. So I'd have, oh good, that's exactly what I have right here. And then I'm going to get my eraser, and I'm going to erase everything for which x is not less than 1. So all these x values over here that are bigger than 1, I'm going to erase that. Okay. Okay. For the next graph now, for the bottom, y equals 3x minus 1, I'm going to do the same thing. I might switch to a different color here if I can. Maybe a red. Oops. Okay, and then when I go to graph this one, I'm going to start at negative 1 for the y's, because that's my y-intercept, so I'll put that right here. I'm going to go up 3 units, so 1, 2, 3. And travel over 1, and I'm coincidentally at the same place I was in the last graph. That doesn't always happen. And then I'm going to, best I can, try to connect those 2 dots. My finger. Oh, that's terrible. No. Oh my gosh, it's even worse. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then I need to do the same thing for this that I did for the other one. I need to figure out what values of x are less than 1 and erase those, because this graph is only possible when x's are bigger than or equal to 1. So I'm going to get out my eraser, and I'm going to erase every value of x here for the red graph where the x's are less than 1. Okay. Okay, and there's my graph. So that graph is actually both points and both lines, and it happens to be meeting at the same point. They don't always do that, but this one happens to be meeting at the same point. So we would call this graph a continuous function because it doesn't have any skips or jumps in it.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.